Hello, fourth grade recorder players. I am so excited we're playing recorder in fourth grade, and I thought that in our Google Classroom, I would just do a little bit of Recorder 101 with you to kind of help you get started with your recorder, because I know there's a lot of curiosity and you're going to get this new recorder and you might not see Miss E for like 2 or 3 weeks before we even get to play it. So let's talk about it so you can go ahead and get started and experiment on your own, because hey, why not, right? So if you buy a recorder from Miss E, it's going to come in this blue case. Blue case is very important. You always got to put that recorder back in the case. Keep that in mind. And you're going to get a freshly wrapped, like a holiday present recorder. Your recorder is going to be a white recorder if you buy one from me. A white recorder, that's a 3-piece recorder. That means that the top part comes off and the bottom part comes off. So don't say, hey, Miss E, my recorder's broken. It's supposed to be like that. And they do that because they want to make it easier for you to clean. And also, this bottom part is really helpful. Sometimes the way that our pinkies on our right hand are supposed to play those bottom notes. And sometimes you got to shift it around a little bit to make sure that you can get your pinky to cover it. But we don't have to play that note anytime soon. So don't worry about the bottom one. Just make sure it's on there. If you take it off, make sure it gets back on. Now, when your recorder goes on, you want to make sure the part that's the W, or the part with the top hole here, the big air hole that comes out, lines up with all of your holes here. You want it to all line up together, because if it's backwards, it's going to make it really hard for you to play. So I want you to be sure, number one, you got that together. I want you to look on the back of it. On the back of it, there should just be one hole. That hole is for your left thumb. Now, when you see me play, I'm going to be your opposite. Usually when we're playing games and stuff, you get to mirror Miss E, but today it's going to always be opposite. So my left hand is your left hand, and we're going to be like looking across from each other, right? So you want to do the opposite of me. So I'm going to put my left thumb on that top hole, and we always start with our pointer finger on the top. This is a note called B. And B is very important, but we're not starting on B this year. We're going to try and be really advanced, and we're going to start on a note called E. So we can go ahead and get our right hand in on there. So that means that every hole gets covered with a finger, and then I'm going to add 2 more from my right hand on the bottom, and that's where we're going to start. Now, when you play your recorder, it's really important that you remember to not blow too hard. It's got to be a really soft blow. If you blow and you spit out a bunch of spit, that's too much. If you blow so much and it could blow out a candle, it's too much. It has to be the smallest, the sweetest, the most tiniest little breath that you let out to make sure that you have a beautiful sound. Now, I'm not going to play this recorder because this is a brand new recorder and somebody may want this one, so I'm going to put it back in there. But wait a second, what's in here? This is a cleaning rod. That you probably will never need to use. If you don't want to keep this cleaning rod, you can give it to Miss E. I love to use it for conducting in music class. I also make really cool like ribbon wands out of them. So if you don't want your cleaning rod, if it's getting in the way, you can always let me have it, and I'll take care of it for you. And way down in there also is a piece of paper. And I'm not even going to pull it out because it would be a hassle to put it back in. It is a fingering chart for you. Now, if you want to look through and kind of discover how to play the different notes on your recorder, you can totally get that fingering chart out and have fun with it. But sometimes with it being in there, it's hard to get your recorder back in. You may just want to recycle it, because we'll help you out with your fingerings in music class. Then you have this handy dandy little part that tightens it up. Now, before I play for you anything on the recorder, this is what I want you to know. This recorder is your recorder. Brother and sister, they don't play this recorder. Mom and dad, they don't play this recorder. This is your recorder. It's like your toothbrush. Only you brush your teeth with your toothbrush. Only you play your recorder. Nobody else. Because it just spreads way too many germs. It's like sharing a spoon or a straw with somebody. You don't want to do that. And when you're at school, definitely not. So keep it in the case so don't spread germs for you or for your neighbors. Got to keep it clean. If you come to Miss E and you do not have it inside a case, you're going to have to stick it in a Ziploc bag or some other bag. We cannot be spreading germs around sharing school. So be really careful about that, okay? So that's a little bit of helpful hint for you. Now, I'm going to pull out some of my recorders, and I just want you to know, hey, look, you might see a white recorder coming from Miss E's class when people buy them from me, but I'm going to tell you something else. Recorders come in all kinds of colors. So I'm going to show you some other soprano Baroque recorders. When I say Baroque, it's not like it's broken. Baroque is a time period, and that's when recorders first became popular. So Baroque time is when recorders came around, so they call them Baroque recorders. This is a two-piece recorder that you'll see Miss E play a lot. It's got all of the recorder belts on the bottom for recorder karate. We'll talk about that later. And let's hear what that E sounds like. Remember, I'm going to be using my thumb on the back. Sorry, I'm not in the picture. My thumb is on the back hole, and then I've got the first three, and then the next two to cover it up. That's going to be an E. And when I blow, I'm going to blow very light air, and I'm going to do a tiny.
RJ, please call the office.
A tiny DOH, a little with a D every single time, so my tongue moves. So I want you to listen to this. Okay, here's our E. If you play that and you squeak like crazy, don't worry too much about it. It'll get easier as you go. Okay, let's hear a pink recorder. Let's see if this one sounds any different. I'm not sure. We'll try. Here's an E again. Remember, left hand on the top, right two fingers on the bottom. So you got a total of 5 holes in the front covered and the thumb in the back. Miss E, your recorder is backwards. Remember, this part has to line up with all the holes. Okay, let's see if this sounds better. 1, 2, here's my E. Sounds the same to me. Okay, so I guess we're figuring out, just like people don't have to be different. People can look all different kinds of ways. So can recorders, different colors. We all have to be about the same size on the recorder, though. All soprano recorders are about the same size. Let's see a blue recorder. Hear how this one sounds. Sounds the same. You're going to see people with green recorders, sparkle recorders, black recorders. We have all kinds of them. We just have to be ready that they're going to look different, and it's okay because they're all going to sound about the same if they're soprano Baroque recorders. Now, let's look at the difference between that recorder and dun dun dun, the alto recorder. The alto recorder, can you see how much bigger this one is? This one plays, if I do the same fingering, I gotta stretch my fingers because this is a bigger recorder. The alto recorder is going to play an A when I play this note. So I'm going to scooch so you can see it better. Beautiful. Good job, Missy. So that's an A. So I use the same fingers on a different instrument and I get a different note. But that's okay. We're not going to be learning alto anytime soon. But I just wanted you to hear the difference. Now, this one is a Native American flute made out of wood. This was given to me at Christmas by my family. So I wanted to play for you. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can give you a note that's supposed to be like E or A, but there's no thumb hole in the back of this guy. There's no thumb hole. So let's see how this one sounds. Kind of different. I think you may have to listen to that again and see if you can hear differences between the altos, the sopranos, and my Native American recorder. They kind of all have different sounds and timbres depending on their size and what they're made out of. All that we know is that all the soprano recorders sound pretty much the same, just regardless of color. So I want for you, when you get your recorder, make sure, number 1, you always keep the case. Number 2, don't let anybody else try it. It doesn't matter if they give you a Tootsie Roll for it. It's not enough for you to spread germs. Number 3, if it does happen to get kind of gross, you can take off the top part of your recorder and you can stick it on the very top of your dishwasher and get it nice and clean. Next thing, if you're going to experiment and play, make sure your left hand is on the top. Your left hand has got to be on the top. And I'd love for you to go ahead and get used to putting your left thumb on that back hole and your top finger on that top hole. And just go ahead and add fingers. See what kind of breath you have to blow to be able to get a decent sound out of it. We're going to talk later about how to play songs, but that's just a little intro to your recorder. I hope that you all have a great day, that you keep on playing music, have a great musical week, and Miss E will see you back in music class.